nights, the sun on the side, I'm the hunter of deals, I'm the master of the buy. With my wisdom and experience, I'm setting the pace, turning yard sale, junk into gold and in the race.
Oh, dear God, save me.
Morning, ladies.
41 degrees is my high day.
I know you made my stupid thing over there tell me what the weather was. I didn't listen to it. That's why we don't live up there. Well, that's one of the many reasons why we don't live up
Y'all
there.
talking about your 70-degree weather.
Apple says 73, but I thought we were supposed to be higher than that. Let's ask the local people.
I use the Weather Channel app.
Yeah, I survived.
The local people say 77. Winning.
Yeah, and they said they found my head up my ass yesterday.
Oh my goodness, we need to ask these people. Are y'all ready?
No.
Hey, weather. Why you no make your fucking mind up?
Monetization lost.
Why is it?
Hey, weather. Why you no make your fucking mind up?
Yeah, there you go. That's 5 foot of snow, 40 degrees. We're not laughing at you, Southern Vermont. We're laughing with you. Oh man. So I didn't even think the last summer was that hot. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting way used to hotter weather, and cold weather sucks. Let's just bring on the good stuff. I don't understand how y'all live in cold weather. I don't understand how y'all deal in snow. I'm old. My hands hurt every time it gets cold. I can't stand this mess.
You get used to it.
And the hell with that. I ain't getting used to it. It's like you get used to a case of syphilis or something. Yeah.
My wife says the same thing about the hot weather. How do you guys deal with that?
Because you turn the air conditioner on and you wear shorts.
Yeah, but you got to go outside at some point.
It just, to me, it feels different dealing with hot weather and shorts and a t-shirt and just, I know you're sweating. So cold physically hurt. Cold physically hurts.
Yeah, it can.
Heat doesn't physically hurt. So there you go.
We were down in the single digits last week, so it was a little chilly here.
I like it chilly. I could always put on more clothes, but in the summer, around August, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but you get a little hotter than we do.
I'm ready for some.
You have sustained 100s that we don't have.
That's too much.
Yeah, well, we stay about, I think, 8 or 10 degrees cooler than Todd, so it's. So hope everybody's having a nice week. Y'all realize we are so close to the summer slowdown. It's scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
Me and Todd are almost gonna make the 80s today. People are probably already cleaning their boats, breaking out their beach gear, getting ready to go. That's why I put a beach on the thumbnail. They're gonna stop. They're gonna buy your shit with less frequency. Get ready, it's coming. Are y'all ready? Javis, it goes both ways. You know, when it warms up here, it'll be really moist, but that's okay. Yeah, there's I don't know if people know there's a lot of money in those, Tamara. My mother has, if she's got one Dawson figurine, she's got 1,000, and I don't exaggerate. And there are quite a few of them that are worth coming out of Germany that are worth quite a bit of money. She's got one that's taking a dump. It's I forget, it's a well-known brand, and they get broken a lot.
Be careful.
That one's worth really nice money. She didn't get a hug or nothing. You just sent her on her way.
That was Gage.
Uh, you should send him out the door. I wouldn't tell him to break a leg.
No. He's about over it, though.
Mm.
Got a job interview today. Yes.
Mm.
We'll
I don't know if I ever hear those words.
Job interview?
No, for Jacob.
It's in the console.
Jabus, you wouldn't make it today. So last week, Jacob made. He's trying these different things because he wants to figure out what's going to sell best here, and I think they're going to start in like 4 or 5 weeks. Whenever they have to take a little food class first, or some food safety class. Last week it was cinnamon raisin sourdough bread. Johnny talked him into switching out the raisins with craisins this week. So it's
Craisins?
cinnamon craisin bread.
What is a craisin?
The dried cranberries.
Ugh.
Oh my god, this is going to be amazing. I think I'll make a video just for you, JT, and send it to you.
Hey, that video you did with the go-kart, that reminded me of that little store you and I went into here, with the old bicycles. Same kind of store, an old Western Auto. Did you just release that? Because I just saw it. So.
Dude, that was years ago.
Was it? It popped up on my feed yesterday. A little short. But anyway, it reminded me of that.
I have a surefire way to fix the commercials.
Bum, 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 bum.
Ah, there it is. Had to find the right adapter.
But I didn't even have a topic today. I didn't even know what to talk about. I'm like, should we even go live today?
I didn't think we were gonna, because it was almost go time before you said.
Yeah, I was watching. I woke up kind of late.
Irritation.
And I'm like, you know what?
I wake up late every Wednesday. Sometimes I barely make it in here.
Hank, you forgot you can't be substituting part of his name. Irrationalist Todd is not his name.
Irritationalist.
Or irritationalist.
Irritationalist.
He's
I thought it said irrationalist too.
He's the irritationalist, she, her. Let's get this right. And he's been to she, her since Friday night, so he must like it.
I changed it and it didn't take. What the hell?
I think you fell asleep on the show Friday night.
Yeah, I did. Let's see. Where's my... How do I change my name? Let's see.
No, I'd leave it.
Yeah, what the hell? So yesterday they were giving me my IV. I don't know if you can see the blood pool they ran under my skin. But that crazy nurse, she stabbed me. And she said, "Oh, you got a good vein." Punk sore ass.
You tell her that's your gamer tag name is Good Vein.
Yeah. And she never did find it. She just kept poking in there and poking. Ow! So
the worst thing they do is stick it in there and they start moving around, grinding.
That's what they were doing. And then they finally had to switch to the other hand because she couldn't find it in this hand. I'm like, ow, ow. Jeez.
Yeah, that's his gamer.
So.
Shit, wrong one.
Punk sore ass.
You want to see my ass?
No.
Oh, pretty quick there, Steve.
Well, there's no doubt that I don't want to see it.
So,
there you go.
The cleansing regimen, I lost 4 pounds from Monday to Tuesday. And then this morning I've only lost 1 pound. So I packed on 3 pounds of food yesterday.
Got to fill that colon back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing exciting happening. I did pick up a few items yesterday that I have to test and ship or test and list today. That's my whole goal. And I am working on the truck today. Hopefully, I get my truck back. Woohoo!
I've got a local auction ending tonight.
I am actually going to go out to the garage and try to start the Volkswagen today for the first time in 2 years.
Da-da-da.
It doesn't like cold weather, so you're probably gonna.
Oh, it doesn't care about cold weather. There ain't no water in that thing.
Does it not start harder in the cold?
Uh-uh. It starts harder because it hasn't been started in 2 years. And I replaced the engine and I got it running, and then I never drove it, so it might start a little hard because of that. But
Yeah. So the brake line, I got to replace the brake lines, and they come as 2 pieces now. And when I order them, I didn't realize that, so I had to order the second piece because they're originally a single piece, but you can't get the single piece for the passenger side. You could get it for the driver's side rear, which is ridiculous. So, and then by the time I got here, it was so freaking cold that I'm like, I'm too old to lay on concrete in 30-degree weather.
After the colonoscopy, the nurse is standing around. I know they take bets on who's got the best farts that day because they just look at you and say, "Oh, that was a good one." There's probably bets on longevity and vibratory, and yeah.
And do you shit yourself or the little liquid come out? Yeah, that sucked, JT.
God, 12 times. It was this first one. It was just go in and poke around and dig, and then they went up my wrist. I don't see where they did that one, and then they had to switch to this hand.
You should have told her when I said I like to be poked. I think you misunderstood.
what is the correct understanding of that? I don't want to know.
So anyway, yeah, they cut out 2 polyps. So I don't know. Glad those didn't develop further.
I think they just tell you that so you'll do it more frequently. They'll tell you, "Oh, now since we found one of those, you need to come every 3 years."
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, what's up, man? If y'all want to watch an interesting video, The Good Life, go watch them hunt quail. It's really sad. You buy quail, you put them in these little traps, you knock them over, and as soon as they take off, you shoot them down. They don't even get a chance. I'm like, why don't y'all just wring their damn necks and be done with it? I mean, what sport is there of shooting? It's flapped its wings 3 times, shoot it. Andy tried to tell me it was big business raising quail, but it looked like sadomasochism is what it looked like.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Hunting quail in the wild when you take your own quail and put them out there. One of them.
So they keep them in traps, then they release them, and as soon as they're released, they start shooting at them.
Yeah, and then one of them wouldn't fly away, so they picked it up and threw it in the air to shoot at it.
That to me is
Evidently he was explaining that there aren't a lot of quail left in Alabama because the fire ants
something else.
The fire ants eat their nest. I think Texas is the same way. The fire ants have eaten all their nests, eat their eggs. So
there's
a lot of quail around
Texas.
Yeah, there's a lot of quail here. We see I see the guys out hunting, but they're not bringing their own. I didn't even know that was a thing.
The best part of the video was when the quail got loose in the little cabin and flew around, and they had to. They were carrying on trying to catch the one quail that got loose. You should have that one. You should have given him his freedom. He didn't he earn his freedom.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been quail hunting, and you get back to the truck and lower the tailgate and put your quail out to count them, and one of them gets up and flies off.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Mm-mm-mm.
You're supposed to twist their neck when you put them in the game pouch.
Yeah, just put them in the little white foam and put the saran wrap on top of them. I'll pick them up whenever I'm at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And Andy says that that one was trying to make a run for the border, but ice got him.
Run, quail, run. I wonder
Yeah,
what kind of camera they use on a colonoscopy, like a GoPro or what?
And they're not sticking a GoPro up there, man.
A little
That would
GoPro. A mini GoPro.
No, they go on Temu and buy one of those little.
Oh,
green
Temu.
you know,
Temu. Hidden
Temu,
cam.
I think. You can buy one of those. You can go down in your drains and stuff. You buy one of. I'm sure that's probably what they.
There you go. Yeah.
the snake cameras or whatever they are.
Yeah, snake camera. Yeah.
A plumber's cam. Yeah.
Yeah. The problems when you get old, this is what you get. You get three guys sitting around talking about colonoscopies.
Well,
Could be worse things. I don't know what, but that's.
Like the scary thing is, there were people that would watch that, would sit there and watch colonoscopy. You could get a live stream and
Oh, I'm sure.
pay-per-view,
I'm sure
and
there are people.
a
People would watch.
JVC camcorder. There you go. Yeah, they want to show you a picture of your polyp, and they pull out a VHS and shove it in the machine.
I'm okay with not seeing a picture of anything that's inside of me.
So not all is well. So if you're the praying type, Jimmy, aka James, aka Primo, lost his father this last week. So they're in the middle.
Sad.
They're in the middle of dealing with that. So if remember, he won't be live today. He said he wouldn't be live today. They went early Monday. That's the other thing about getting to this age is you start losing family and people around you. So yeah, don't take any day for granted, folks. You just never know. Y'all know my favorite video is to watch a car crash videos, and I'm like, how do people walk away from some of these damn things?
Yeah, I'm not a fan anymore.
I mean, cars have gotten way safer, but it's one of the most dangerous things you do is, and you take it for granted, is getting in the car and going anywhere. Simple mistake, simple overlook, and yeah. So
endoscope. Here we go. That's what it's called. See, endoscope.
Shouldn't I just call that an assoscope?
Yeah, there you go.
Assoscope.
Mark, well, here's hoping that you don't put it in the ditch and make it back on Friday night.
Everybody needs to go get their colonoscopy because.
And JT, those are the best. I'm telling you, there's a few states in the nation you don't screw around in. You don't screw around in Arkansas because if you're going to run for an Arkansas trooper, they are going to they probably got a 95% chance. There was one car that messed with them for a while and got away a lot, but they've gotten him since then. I'm telling you, Arkansas is going to put you in a ditch. They're going to pitch you out, and they're going to drag you out of your car. Florida is the same way. Georgia is the same way. Most of these southern states just don't give two fucks. Ohio seems to be pretty nice. They'll chase you down, but they'll quit after a certain speed or a certain distance. Um, the thing about
Go
Ohio,
on.
I know, is Ohio's got so many freaking troopers. Holy
There's
crap!
there. It depends on where you're at. Yeah.
The sheer number. I think a couple years ago when I was looking, y'all had 3 times the number of troopers that Alabama has for the same size state.
The
I
only
mean,
state I
y'all
don't.
have more people. Y'all have more people, but
The
man, the
only
same
state I
land.
don't like driving through is Virginia because they got to have more state troopers per capita than any other state. They're everywhere. Everywhere.
Pyrex casserole dish for $164. That must be one. Is there something, Tamara? Is there something about that one? A special color or
Yeah, it's probably
generally
got to
the
be the pattern, right?
generally the
I've been
unless
looking into
it's
Pyrex lately.
yeah, Johnny's got some that are like promotional patterns and stuff that are worth that kind of money, but most
But
of them
even
are
some
not.
of the more semi-common ones, I got found the ones with the Amish design on them. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I watched one JT the other
And
night.
those
It
did all
said
right.
it was Friday night after the show, I think, and it said the most intense video of the year, and it was the channel called Scooper. You've probably seen it. Uh, it was 30 minutes of like pit outs, like every 3 to 4 minutes, everyone. I mean, it showed you like the last end of somebody getting put in the ditch. Yeah, Alabama's still understaffed too. That one was it was all Florida, man. Florida is the same way. They put you in a ditch and drag you out. Yeah, them little pink daisy. Pink daisy is well, pink and blue are more expensive generally, but $164, you did good.
Mhm.
I might have to sneak in there and find some pink on Johnny's shelf and.
We were at my mother-in-law's house a couple weeks ago, and she has Pyrex up in the cupboard. And of course, I'm the reseller I am. Had to look them up. They're worth some good money, but she's gonna keep using them. So
Yeah, Johnny's got the stuff that she keeps for display, and then we use a lot like the cereal bowls and a lot of those. Um, so I I know y'all can't imagine that Phoebe and Franklin have their own Yeti bowls with their names on them, but Dixie Belle always had a Pyrex bowl that she used because at one point all three of the 3 older dogs that are now since gone all had Pyrex bowls. Uh, yeah, it's
I like watching those police chase videos, Javis. But I mean, some of these California stations, that's all they have on their YouTube channels: live police chases. It's fun.
yeah, those are fun, especially when the guys on the motorcycle start carrying on in California and they're trying to
I,
chase them
I
and
am not a fan of the way they drive motorcycles in California.
all that lane splitting and all that crazy shit. I don't get it. I don't
All it
understand why.
takes is somebody changing lanes in front of one of them
And then the
things.
motorcycle person gets mad, and I thought legally lane splitting was only supposed to happen like at stoplights, but they do it all.
100 miles an hour down the freeway.
Yeah, and then and if a car happens to move over just a bit, they get offended and try to break mirrors off. I'm like,
I was one of the people, and I'm sure a couple of you guys were too, who was able to watch that O.J. Simpson chase live. I watched it. It was great.
I know in California y'all can't have guns because you live in a communist state. But shouldn't all y'all equip your cars with like bear spray and stuff that's got like a 30 or 40 foot range? That if somebody pulls some shit, you can just spray them with bear spray. I mean, I don't understand how y'all got all these roads that are blocked and nobody's getting sprayed with bear spray or any of this stuff to get them out of the way. Mr. Jack, good morning. I mean, I've been to California. I've driven there. They do drive a little fast whenever between stop and go. That's the craziest stuff. You're either going 0 or 100. You don't get a
Yep.
choice. You don't. In this
So
instance, is it y'all's birthday today?
I have a quick reselling question for probably more for the ladies in the chat than the guys. But has anybody heard of the reselling platform Jamble?
Is it what?
It's Jamble, Jamble. It's a clothing reselling platform, but it's basically Whatnot, but for clothing. Anybody use it? My wife was getting interested in it, and I would like to find somebody who's actually using it.
And this, I know y'all's birthday is the same day. You should be impressed by that. Like said he found this channel and it was just a guy's arm on a desk.
What kind of content is that?
Damn, you found old gamer Nice Vein. There you go. I hadn't heard of it either. So
people
Jack
have
said
heard of it.
it's a live selling platform, not.
I have it downloaded on my phone and I've been looking at it, but it's live selling. It's set up exactly like Whatnot, except it's just clothing.
I did a Google search this weekend, and the one of the items I was looking for had a listing on Prairie Grit. I'm like, really?
He was so
But
convinced.
Prairie Grit shows you how hard it is to break into this market.
He was so convinced that it was going to be this thing, and
They had IT issues right at the start that kind of hampered them.
well, yeah, of course. I mean, it's. So my wife is trying to figure out whether it's worth using that platform. She's been buying a lot of clothes to resell, and she was trying to figure out whether it's worth using that platform or trying to sell them on Whatnot. But I don't see a ton of clothing sellers doing well on Whatnot. But I haven't really watched that much.
There are a bunch that do, Steve. I've watched. Depends on who they are. Some of them have got big audiences now and sell high end stuff.
Well, this is just going to be, it's going to be better brands, but it's not, like super high end stuff. But we're just trying to figure out where to go with that type of business. And I mean, we both want to go back home. We're really done with this grocery delivery. I had a dog clamp on my arm 2 days ago. I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. So, yeah. Nice dog. Don't get me wrong. He was a pit. But he got me. Good. Didn't break the skin, thank God.
Yeah, who saw that live selling was going to be so freaking popular? There it is. Man, Whatnot is there's quite a few people that have gone to Whatnot and are doing very, very.
And that's what I'm thinking with Jamble. If it focuses on just clothing like that, it might do really well. I don't know.
Jack said that clothing is hard to sell on Whatnot, but without a following on Whatnot. But I would think since most of us never heard of Jamble, I would think that Whatnot's probably bigger.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
What percentage of sales does Whatnot get?
I don't know. Somebody in the chat, what's the selling percentage? What's the fee?
Yeah, what's the fee? That's what I mean.
But it'd be great if you could find a platform at the beginning like Jamble is and get in there and be one of the original sellers, because you're going to obviously get the following. There's not a ton of people on it right now, but they're selling quite a bit. I watched a few.
I mean, there's an obvious advantage. You mean, I think the most hang up most resellers have is you're not getting full value out of the item. But if you can see past and understand that you make money on the buy and you can buy things, if you can source at such a low amount that you can sell it and make money on the turn.
Shit, you can buy clothing at Goodwill bins. I mean, we went to the bins last week, and she spent $50, almost, and it came out to $1 an item, basically. So if you're in it for that low, I can see why people do it, because you don't have to make a lot of profit per item. because whatnot, you can do the flat shipping fee and put it in a flat rate box, and you're good to go if they buy a lot. The dog didn't actually attack me. He was trying to play with me, but he has no understanding of play. Because he was a smaller, probably a year-old pit bull or something like that, and he got me good, and it hurt for a couple of hours.
To break your
Yes.
skin.
No, Timothy,
not break.
it is wholesale to a lot of resellers, but
Which is
I mean,
fine.
here's the point I will make about that, and if most people don't seem to understand, wholesale has been a thing for how many years in a serving in our economy for the last 150, 200 years. There's always been wholesalers, and wholesalers make a lot of money being the middleman to get in the chain of where things go, and removing and bringing that section into reselling is not a bad thing. It's just, haha, got you, JT.
I don't think you have to. I mean, maybe that's a cure for the summer slowdown. Find another thing to do that. Maybe you're selling more items for less money, but you're making more overall because you're wholesaling.
And it's a way to move merchandise. You just got to figure out what you want to sell on there. Spend some time doing a little research and watch it, and then you're gonna have to build. You understand? You're gonna have to build an audience. Everybody goes, "Oh, but you can't sell it for so low." What happens on eBay when you've got a brand new store? Same thing. Nobody's gonna buy from a zero.
Mm-hmm.
They're only gonna let you list so much.
Sell a bunch of $10 items.
And people forget that.
Flag, if you ever need to do your own endoscopy, here you go. Motorized.
There you go. You can do your own colonoscopy right there.
All right, there you go.
That'd be a great video. Send it down here. So
come to the video that I'm not
come to the
watching.
Nashville meetup. We'll put everybody's name in a hat, and you can be the lucky one that wins a live.
Can I do a public service announcement real quick? Mark, if you're on your way to an estate sale, I hope that you're doing voice to text instead of typing while you're driving. Just say. Texting while driving kills.
What is anodyne therapy? Never heard of it, so I must not have one.
I found it for free one day, so I just got
telling you that. I need to call Ray and tell him, "Yo, Ray, we got a way to make the Nashville just blow up. We're going to do a live
colonoscopy." I would not. I'm glad I'm not going this year.
We're going to do a raffle, and somebody's going to win that.
a free colonoscopy.
No, they win the ability to perform the colonoscopy. How's that?
Oh, okay. So there's 2 drawings then.
Yeah, there you go. One winner and one
victim.
Losers. They're pretty much both losers.
Yeah. So don't forget, that's April 25th to 27th. Check out the Facebook group. Somebody will put a link somewhere.
I knew there was a reason I wasn't going.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. Look forward to spending time meeting a lot of new people and seeing old familiar faces. And by old, I mean a lot of y'all are old. Except for, is David committed yet, or is he still on the fence?
He has to get the approval for the time off. It's because he's normally a Friday, Saturday driver.
You know how you know you're old? I recently realized I was old. I bought shoes that were for comfort instead of looks.
You bought Velcro shoes?
No, they're not Velcro, but they're close to it.
Why do people?
They're just elastic bands. They're Skechers, slip-ins, and these shoes are comfortable though. Ooh.
Yeah, that's why I wear Merrells.
These are the most comfortable shoes I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. So if anybody needs an endoscope, go to my eBay store and buy it.
Just leave it on there, JT. The free candy on the back. I can just add to it. Find out where your free candy goes.
Well, at the Democratic National Convention, they had the abortion ban out there. So in Nashville, you guys can have the colonoscopy ban. There you go.
Okay, so there are probably some of you, maybe one or two of y'all that might be Democrats in the audience, and so be it. You're allowed to do that. Did you ever think that the Democratic platform would be protesting the fact that we're finding and trying to prevent government waste and spending?
Yes,
Great, yeah.
because if it was the opposite way around, they wouldn't be protesting it. So yeah,
The Republicans would
because it's-
not protest it.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think. I don't think. No, what I'm saying is, if this was a Democratic cause, the Democrats obviously would be all behind it. It doesn't matter. It's just a political thing.
And then the new face of the Democratic Party is now Horseface AOC and that dumb bitch Crockett from Texas. I mean, between the two of them, they don't even do triple. If you add their two IQs together, they don't make triple digits.
And you haven't even started talking about the crisis actor. What's his name? David something.
David
Crisis
Jeffries.
actor now.
David Jeffries.
Crisis actor.
David Hogg.
Yeah, Hogg. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's not desperate. It's
Crisis
He's a
actor.
crisis
For goodness sakes.
it'll be a lot of fun. Lag, you should come. Lag, if you show up, you can have the extra seat in the Sienna and go yard selling with us.
Well, Ike's going to show up and never tell us that he was there.
That's right.
Don't forget, Democrats. Every single Democrat voted against no tax on tips and overtime. Every single Democrat in the House voted to keep you to paying more taxes. Every
Even
single
though-
one, not just most of them. Every single one of them voted.
Even though that was one of, well, they stole it, but it was one of their platforms during the election.
Wait a minute. So you're
No,
telling
I'm
me
sure
that
that-
politicians lie? No,
I'm sure that there was other things in the bill that they'll point to say why they did it.
She was so drunk
Why
at the
we
time
need
she said
single-
that she didn't know what she was saying.
Why we need single issue bills.
Oh, 100%. That's
I
all.
agree, and I'm all for the line item vetoes too. You know,
Or
They're
that.
trying to-
You could go that way.
You know, every time I see Maxine Waters, I think about that old Joe Diffie song. Was it "Prop Me Up Against the Jukebox"? She's definitely
you know the greatest
in the
injustice.
Bernies.
The greatest injustice in the history of the world is that when he died, they did not prop him up against.
That was at least have a jukebox at the funeral or something.
They might have, but they didn't prop him up against it if they did.
I mean, he asked us millions of times to do that, and nobody did it.
Nobody did it. So what good is it? What good is it to put feelings out?
What good is the world? It's just terrible. I feel like we let him down.
I think we did.
But it's very interesting. The one interesting thing about eBay that I've found lately that I've asked a couple people, and they've all said the same thing, is the stuff that I've got older listed is not moving. But everything that I list, like I listed quite a bit yesterday, and I sold some of that stuff from yesterday already. Even though it's not on sale and the rest of the store is on sale. Very interesting. That newly listed stuff, I don't know if it's time to start doing nuclear resets again and really pay attention to what I've got listed and get rid of some of this stuff. But I'm telling you, newly listed items are selling for me much more frequently than anything that has been listed more than a month.
So I think nuclear resets, if I'm understanding that correct, would be delisting and then relisting all that stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a new item bump. I mean, Dusty talked about that stuff a lot.
But I never had any luck with. I mean, they never seem to do anything for me.
If only there was a script that could do that for you, right?
Is there one now, Jake? I was working on one, but I can't get it to work.
JT, stop stealing my Facebook post.
If you have gotten that to work, Jake, please let me know.
Oh, really?
Completely taking the eBay store down and this and sell somewhere to bring it back up.
The only thing you lose is your watchers and stuff. But I haven't had much luck with like sending out offers. You're sending them to watchers. And
Are you
I'll
sending-
get a few.
Are you doing it when you do your nuclear reset? Do you do the sell similar or
Yes.
the relist?
Sell somewhere.
Sell similar. Yeah.
I've always done sell similar.
Yeah. So if you relist, you keep your followers, but if you do the other one, like, right? Is that correct?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I was
Yeah,
there.
because
Well, obviously, relist would keep your followers. If
I
one
get
of them.
reminders all the time that this item has been relisted.
So maybe that's maybe that's the right way to go when you're trying to. But you don't get. I don't know if you get the new item bump on a relist as you do
And
on a
that's-
self-similar.
I don't know.
That sounds like a good 70s song. The new item bump.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Basher. I don't know what's going on with my microphone right now.
It won't let
Just
me mute
enjoy,
myself.
LS has back. Enjoy the silence. What are you? Are
Let
you
me look.
complaining?
Let me go into the settings and see if I can fix something.
Are you complaining? Steve is silent. Come on now.
Let me change my.
It won't even let me mute myself. That's weird.
Don't worry, I'll take care of that for you. If you can't mute yourself, you can't figure out how to unmute it.
Is that better?
Oh. Oh, it just sends you a request. It won't let me unmute it. What the hell? There you go. See, did it send your? It said it sent you a request.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
Ah, nice.
Strange, huh?
It's down at the bottom, Jacob. There's a little microphone in the corner of your name down at the bottom. Do you have down at the bottom? Either that, or you got to move up to the top and hit the three dots in your.
Neither is working.
I'm wondering if
Is it
with
working now?
mine, there's something going on with my software.
But it's been very unusual that the sheer amount of new items that I've newly listed items have been selling.
I wonder if it's.
How can you be so good with computers and can't even figure out how to unmute? I can build a program, can't unmute. Yeah, Mike G, I understand that. I just most of the time I don't take the time to tweak something. Really need to go back and change the photos.
So still muted, right?
No, you're not muted.
Not muted.
How can everybody else figure out
That's
how
weird
to?
because it will. I mean, I pressed both of those buttons. It will not change. It won't change. Like if I press the mic button right under the show or over by my picture, it won't do anything. And the one by the little icon down at the bottom, it still shows that it's muted, but the other one doesn't.
Mine works.
Well, yeah, I can take the video away, but the microphone button won't. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see if Todd's works. Yeah, now you have to unmute.
Yeah, I could hear it immediately.
I can't hear me.
Nobody else can. So it's definitely.
I probably just have to reboot the computer, probably.
Probably.
But it's. Yeah, I need to do some work because I've got too many items. Yeah, what does this button do?
Hey, Jake,
Yeah.
the package is out for delivery.
Yes.
So Mike, I know the one thing that my pictures are definitely better because even though I take worse pictures using photo room for background removal makes all the pictures, you're looking at the one item. And every now and then I'll do one of the crazy ones like the one I picked last night. To do the Blu-ray player. Somebody's probably gonna say, "Where's the TV?"
Where's the TV?
Yep.
What TV?
What other ones did I do?
What's a TV?
Yeah, I put the little alarm clock. So I picked up this alarm clock. Damn, I
Standing
can't
in
believe
the
he's awake.
sunset.
So I put him in a nice little. And that picture was just taken on the desk right here. I didn't. I know you're disappointed that I put these shoes up and there's no fire. They're just on the field. There's no fire or
Yeah, that's
anything.
weak. That's weak. No one's gonna buy those.
Um, yeah, but like a lot of these, like that one sold the other day. It just puts it in the kitchen. The pictures are much better. You know, maybe I need to spend some time retaking some pictures and stuff. How many days a week do you source? I don't know. When I feel like it. Usually on Tuesdays because it's senior day. That's the other thing, Steve. When did your
I
sourcing
know.
revolves around
Jake,
the discounts you get?
I
Jake,
got
put a picture of that camera in a colonoscopy recovery room.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, it does make a difference what I saved. I think 25%. I saved like $13 at the thrift store yesterday. So
Well, you can't argue with that.
yes, bought a Blu-ray player, one of the Sony ones. Most people might have seen it. Sony made some Blu-ray players that were home theater systems, or that's what they called them, and they had come with their own speakers, and they've got the plugs in the back where you've got to have their proprietary plug in order to plug the speakers in.
Hmm.
So somebody had donated that plus the speakers and the remote. It was $20, so I made it 15. And I was on the fence. I'm like, okay, so this is a lesson everybody should learn. Even me, who sells a lot of Blu-rays and likes selling electronics, and I looked at that thing. I'm like, 15 is a big ask. I don't want to ship the speakers. I'm gonna look it up anyway. Maybe the value of it's changed. That Blu-ray player, somebody got $75 last week plus shipping. That Blu-ray player is pushing $100 now for value with the remote. You know, it's almost doubled in value since the last time I looked it up. And somebody was brave enough to ship the subwoofer and the 3 speakers and all of it together, and they got 150 plus shipping. I think it was like 225 or something like that.
Hmm.
That changes the game. I'm like, what in the hell am I doing? Let me put this stupid thing in a basket. It goes from, my memory tells me that this thing, because it takes the speakers that you've got to have their plug. It's not like you can just put the red and the red and the black of any set of speakers. It needs theirs. All of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, this thing is a really great deal. I've got coffee at home, JT. I'm not going to buy coffee. That means you have to. That I don't get. I'm not leaving the house, even if it's a quarter. Did you
Why
miss
would
the
somebody
part?
drink Hardy's coffee? Ugh.
Did you miss the part where Jacob made cinnamon craisin bread, and that's what I'm having for breakfast?
Hmm.
Yeah, JT, for a Blu-ray player. I sold one that goes out today. It's in a box up there. What'd I get? I got like $43 for it, and it doesn't seem like a big thing. I mean, I like selling Blu-ray players, and they're easy to test, and probably 90% of them work. But it's just something I like picking up. I need to get better. If I was smarter, I would get up earlier and do my listing first thing in the morning, and then I would be free to source whenever I wanted to. Because I think if you're going to do thrift stores, I go after I go on Mondays and Fridays, so I don't have to listen to John's show. That's one. That's I also thrift those times late in the afternoon. I generally go to at least the one in Meridianville every day because it's right. It's within a half a mile of the post office. And if I have to go to FedEx, I go to the other two. I generally hit them 3 times a week.
Now that you mentioned Blu-ray player, I checked. I have one that's on my rack that I haven't been able to sell. And this is the second time I've checked that it hasn't been listed.
And it hadn't sold?
It's not listed. I've relisted it now twice over the last 6 months, and it just finds itself unlisted. I wouldn't even have thought about it until you mentioned Blu-ray player. Like, what?
But there's a lot of randomness. So here's my theory. I think that I need to list earlier, get my shipping done a little earlier, or maybe do my shipping at night. I keep talking about shipping at night, and I never get around to it. Because I think the thrift stores that I go to, I would be better off hitting them around lunchtime when they've had time to bring a few things out and get stirring and get employees moving around. So I need to change, but also I have yard sales coming back in a few weeks, and so then it really won't matter. It'll probably change because I'll do depending on how much I pick up at yard sales. I mean, how much more do you need to go buy?
There's always more.
There's always more.
Yeah, I'm bidding on a pallet that ends today.
Uh-oh.
So what are we going to terrorize you for the next 6 or 8 months about this time?
It's a pallet has got a bunch of commercial kitchen scales and
Some endoscopes.
some endoscopes. It's got a electric knife
Really
sharpener.
endoscopes?
Yeah.
He's starting his own colonoscopy business. I heard there's a lot of money in it.
Andy, I don't think it's going to be a great idea. He's talking about the gold card plan for. You're just going to get a bunch of rich Japanese and Chinese people that want to take advantage of our systems. Like, they already come over here to rent a hotel, to have their kid born here, and then turn around and leave just so they can have dual citizenship. There's flaws to every program.
I'm also buying some shelving units at the auction, so I have some place to put all that shit.
Shit. Colonoscopy business. See, it's all coming together now.
Okay, yeah.
But it's other thing I've noticed is I have a tendency on newer items not to put buy it now, and then I forget about buy it now for a long time. I ended up with I have probably half my store without buy it nows on it, which I do think I think you need buy it now. I think it works. I just forget because eBay and the app that I usually list on doesn't save the preference, and so it doesn't put it on every time, which sucks. So I know some of my listeners I need to tweak around. I've had a couple of people reach out. Like I had a lady yesterday want to know how many. She's trying to get her own collection of these pots. She wanted to know how many I had and what could I do about. And I actually have 5 of them that she's looking for. And she's like, if you still got them Friday, I definitely want them at that price. She asked me what I'd charge for all of them until her zip code, which is in Tennessee, which makes it real nice. And so hopefully that'll be a $300 sale Friday. Andy, how about nobody? Why do you want to look at somebody's colon? Aren't they all going to look similar?
I don't think you could tell. There's a good whose colon is this? And you could do a whole YouTube series on it. Here you go, Todd. Celebrity colonoscopies.
Harlan, you've been banned from the chat. If you don't come eat Mexican with us, you get banned from the chat. I had to talk to Tracy and Rick by myself. What the hell?
Help
That's a lot of pressure for me to be the entertainer.
I'd quit going.
I know. Marcia, you don't have time to be taking her stuff to Van Massey. You got to go eat But it's just that weird time of the time. So CJ, I don't get a ton of electronics return. So the Blu-ray player that's going out today was a return on Amazon. They said it didn't work. I had to pay shipping all the way to California and back because remember, you have to do free returns on Amazon. You don't 30-day returns. You don't have a choice, and they charge you. So let's understand this. All you from California who think that y'all are just wonderful individuals and y'all are so enlightened because you live in nice weather. Let me explain California to you. He returned it and said it was broken. You know why the Blu-ray player was broken? Because the dumb motherfucker didn't put batteries in the remote. He couldn't operate the Blu-ray player because he didn't put batteries in the fucking remote.
I had a similar one recently. It wasn't. I don't think it was California, but
I thought you always put batteries in the remotes when you send them out.
I generally don't put batteries in because batteries they leak and they also add weight to a package.
I do if it's not going to make it up to the next pound, only because people are stupid, and so I don't want to give them any reason.
Yeah,
I get it back and I'm like, I know I tested
brand
it.
new batteries.
I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this? I know I tested it, and sure enough, I put the thing in it. I'll open it up and the remote has no batteries. I'm like, I just got hit by Wang Chung in California. It's just
everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Yeah, whoever that guy was, he had an Oriental looking name. You know, you think all your family makes these damn remotes, you could put batteries in them. Come on now. It was probably your grandson that built the remote. Can you put batteries in it? That's terrible, ain't it?
that's terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave the show now. It's ruining my reputation.
I know, Eric. I should not have to give a refund for stupidity. They should have to pay.
Yep.
But then you put the platform in the position they don't want to be in of determining who is lying and who is not lying.
Right.
I mean, God forbid that a platform has a successful seller, you know, like an eBay. I've been on your platform since 2000. You can see the track record of my history and the thousands and thousands of items I've sold, and you can look at, and then when somebody accuses you of something, you go, well, we don't know who to believe. Maybe it's this person who's using a guest account, or maybe it's this trusted seller. I don't know who is right and who's wrong, or who we should lean against, or who we should support. Maybe this guest account will never buy another one. They probably aren't going to anyway, mother scratcher.
Right,
It's just terrible.
Unless they create another account.
Lag sometimes I do. A recycling fee if it's egregious. But then you have to lie and admit there was something wrong with it. You have to, because they won't let you just charge a restocking fee for stupidity. You have to. It's only for damages or whatever that they've done something that's not returned in the same condition. And when you're selling a used item, it actually came back in the same condition because there weren't any batteries in the remote. Fucking idiot.
Right.
Note to self: put batteries in the remotes.
I go to Dollar Tree and buy the cheap Dollar Tree batteries and throw them in there only because I've had that happen. I'm like, nah. They're gonna get the batteries. Usually, rarely. I mean, AAA's and AA's don't weigh that much, and it usually doesn't change the weight of anything.
Okay, so here's
not
another.
Always, but
I mean, here's a good eBay one. I got a return yesterday for $120 item plus shipping. It was like $37 shipping. You know why they returned it? I sent it to the wrong address. This person claims they live in Florida, but they sent the damn thing to California. Why is that my goddamn fault?
I'm not full time again yet, Lag.
You have never heard of the saying?
I didn't give him the
Well,
$37 back.
Here's the problem with that customer is always right saying. That's not the whole saying. The customer is always right in matters of taste, is what the saying is.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the customer always being right in every situation. Customer's not always right.
I mean, I don't get the fact that when you're on the checkout screen, it shows you the address you're sending it to. I mean, this is not rocket science. It's not anything. To expect that you look at the screen and verify your own address is not that difficult. Just isn't.
Especially if they're drop shippers.
I got a feeling that's what that was, Jacob.
Yep.
Because okay, so answer me this: if you send it to the wrong address, even if you've moved, how do you get it on the other end to send it back? If it's just you think somebody's just out of the blue going to be kind and print out an email with a label and send the label back, that doesn't happen.
Right.
I mean, I realize people are leaving California, but how many of them are going to Florida? Most of them are going to Texas.
I can't imagine why you'd
So we're
want
stopping here in Vegas.
I can't imagine why you'd want to live in New York or California.
I could tell you why, because I lived there almost all my life. It's
Well, I mean, I get that, but
the weather is nice almost year round. Maybe 1 month out of the year is not so great. Otherwise, it's great weather.
I mean, just the policies and the taxes and the higher
But that
prices
doesn't,
on
you know,
everything.
the everyday person's not, you know, they're living their life. Yeah, they're impacted by it, but it's kind of not in the forefront of their mind. They're busy with all the great things going on with weather and things to do. There's so many things to do in Southern California, for instance. And
Yeah, but the problem I have when I was there, every time I visited out there are a lot of things to do. But the problem is there's 22 million people crammed into that valley, and that every time you have an idea, 22 million other people have that same idea. There's the lines that people wait in, and I mean, I get the fact that hey, there's great traffic. I mean, there's great this and great that, but you deal with so many people that how do you actually enjoy some of these things?
But the thing is, you're acclimated from the time, you know, I've lived there all my life. So you're acclimated. That's normal.
It's
so
just
when
normal.
you guys come out and
Let-
visit, it's like, this, you know, it's hard to do.
Let me restate the fact. Why would anybody want to go to those states that don't live there? Like, I live in Ohio, and the part of Ohio I live in is, you know, it's cheap. The cost of living here is low, and I go over to Pennsylvania, and it's just like it's a vast difference, especially housing prices and things like. Why would I want to live there? Why would I want to? I used to live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I would want to live there. But why would I move to a situation like that? I guess is probably how I should have stated.
Yeah. I mean, the cost of living is what drove us away out here to run a business. It just didn't make sense to try to do it in California. I mean, we're always out visiting in California. It's the people are great out there, to be honest with you, for the most part. You know, I'd say 80% of people are great.
So you're 100% right, John. I've been all over the country, and people are, I mean, never been treated bad. Everybody's been kind. It's probably like any other state. You know, they're just trying to get by. You're right. They're busy living their life. They're dealing with the same problems you're dealing with. You know, their salaries are probably a little higher. So even though we look at it as being a higher cost of living, their salaries are adjusted. So they're still, I get it. But yeah, but somebody's mentioned in Florida, Mike, Florida is a mess right now. Florida, there are 2 million abandoned homes in Florida right now. The market has more houses on the market and more glut of inventory. And I don't know how. I know some of it's got to do with you can't get insurance on these houses. People are in a tough spot because these back to back hurricanes have the insurers. A lot of them have left the state. Everybody moved to Texas. Phil said, "Come on."
I've never been to Texas.
And, you know, California's a stigma having, you know, like Texas Bandit says, fruits and nuts in California. But I got to tell you, it's more often than not, people further away from LA you get, at least in my experience, the more normal people are. That's why we always lived 70 to 80 miles outside of LA and, you know, just went through there when we had to.
So you're saying about 100 miles away, the normal people live, is what you're saying?
Well, then you get to Palm Springs. It gets kind of
So you live 70 to
different
80.
again.
So
So no,
imagine
the Inland Empire is where you want to be in Southern California.
Or northern.
Well, or
That's like a different.
central,
That's a
northern.
different.
I guess the further from the Bay Area you can get, the better you are. I guess.
So you're saying everybody should move to what is it? Stockton or
I
Compton.
guess. I like Southern California. Over Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino. That area to me is great. If the cost of living was where it is like out here, somewhat similar, we probably would be living out there.
or so then you should move to Bakersfield.
Oh, not much out there.
hang out with Dwight Yoakam and
I went through Bakersfield and man, they grow a lot of crops all in that area. I mean, just both sides of the highway, as far as you can see, just all of a sudden you run into Bakersfield. Yeah, every area in the U.S. I mean, it has its ups and downs. It's just a matter of what do you want.
you see, well, my great state of Ohio. Oh, Vivek is running for governor. Going to be running for governor.
Yeah,
Because-
announced it yesterday.
because that Twit DeWine is
He's a rhino.
he's a deep state rhino. He's like 2 steps away from a pinko commie bastard.
He's. I would definitely vote for Vivek. I like him.
Hey, do y'all have term limits on the governor, or can DeWine run again?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Virginia, you can only run twice.
Yeah, North Carolina, you can't.
Well,
do.
twice consecutively.
I don't think Alabama does. Alabama, I think we're finally going to be done with Grandma.
No person should hold the office of governor for a period of longer than 2 successive terms or 4 years. Yes, term limits in Ohio.
Oh, good. We're done with Alabama. We're done with Mimo. I'm so tired of Mimo. I mean, I think she's like 100. I start typing in how old, and it brings up a picture of Kay Ivey. I don't even have her name on there. I just type how old is, and it shows Kay Ivey 80. I mean, so
Google was listening.
we're almost done. Yeah, that's scary, by the way. We're almost done with Kay Ivey. Well, they're gonna have to do something, Eric, with the housing market, and it's going to collapse in Florida if they don't do something.
Somebody's aggressively mouse scrolling.
That would be me. Sorry.
Jeez. How often do you go through mice?
This one's good. It's a Logitech. It's good.
I found a
Oh, that's Larry being aggressive over there.
I found a Logitech gaming mouse in
Larry, Todd is still angry about his colonoscopy.
Okay, so I need to do a public service announcement. If you wear headphones and watch YouTube, please do not watch John's show.
No, I've adjusted that. That was a gain issue. I turned my gain way down.
John hits the desk all the time, and you could go deaf. I think I broke my mouse because now it's not working.
So whoever said I had, you know what? I know what it is. As soon as I turn my head, my microphone isn't picking it up. I got to change that setting. But if I touch it, it'll turn off. So I'm not going to do it.
I broke my mouse banging it on the desk. And I like this mouse. Damn it. Eric, I haven't heard about the no tax. I think Hatton, what's his name down there, DeSantis, And this is how bad politics are. This is how evil people are. So they're trying to paint, because DeSantis is going. I don't know what he's, but they're trying to. His wife was at a conference or something, and she was speaking at a conference, and she made the comment that it was nice to talk to someone who's older than 5 years old, because I think they've got 2 or 3 young kids. And this news reporter made this report and said that she's hating on her children and she's this and that. And the comments, thank God, the comments is blasted this woman. They're like, "You must be childless because you don't understand raising children. Every parent in the world has, if you've got multiple children under the age of 5, has thought the same thing. When you spend so much time raising your children, that it is nice to talk to an adult every now and then. And it's nothing against your kids. Every parent has said the same thing." And
I think there's some sort of AI program that these reporters use that no matter what somebody says, they can use this AI program to make it twist the words, and then they write that story. That's what I think.
I can't believe I broke the mouse.
I'll send you this new one I got.
Damn it.
I don't know where I put it though. Oh, there it is.
You got to keep backup mice.
There you go. It's a Logitech G502 Hero, whatever that means. It's a nice little mouse. Found it in the bins. It lights
Let's
up.
go back to Old Faithful. I can't even see y'all's comments. Let's go back to Old Faithful. We are going to try one more battery. See if I. Before we pronounce it dead. I guess banging on the desk killed the battery. Is that possible?
I mean, you might have knocked it out.
No, but I put it back in like 3 times. Let's see what I missed. Levesque for governor. Meemaw, she's done. That's what I'm saying. Harlan's talking about. 100 is young, Eric. There are people that have been here since with the founding of this country, and they are collecting. They're collecting Social Security. Tom is currently watching from the shitter. Yes, Mark. Depending on what day it is, the lines. Middle day seems to be the best day if it's a 3-day sale. First and last, people have a tendency to line up. Kent has blue balls. Are you like advertising Kent, trying to get someone in the chat to come help you with that? Is that why you're telling people that?
Go! Damn it.
Yeah, go, damn it.
That's a bad girl. Bad girl.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Somebody's in trouble.
Hey, Todd had a colonoscopy yesterday. He might have been the one that shit on the floor.
Is she mad at someone in chat?
It sounds like the puppy just got in trouble.
Bad girl.
Yeah, but this is the mouse I have. It's one of my favorite ones. I like it. I like the fact it's very comfortable and it's got the little back and forward button. So it's a Performance MX by Logitech. It still has.
Yeah, the MX. That's a good line. That's a good version.
Yeah, you never can tell. Okay, so Amy Lee might be onto something. The reason why you never see wrong one. The reason why you never see Todd on camera is because he's a trans and he just got called out.
That wasn't a big thing.
So I told y'all we don't discriminate on this show. There you go. You can be whoever you want to be. You can be a Fruit Loop if you want to be. We don't care. Apple Jacks. corn puffs, whatever.
Pornhub, what?
Nobody
Did you ever
said-
go to cornhub.com? You gotta try that. It's so funny.
What?
No,
Just don't type it wrong.
don't think I'm gonna try that.
No, it's just corn. It's the guy makes $1 bazillion a year because it's a parody website and it just has pictures of corn.
Was he run ads or something?
Yeah, Google ads, but he makes. I watch these videos on websites that make, simple websites that make
Yep.
lots of money, and that was one of them. I'm like, what a brilliant idea.
Mike G, that's probably a smart idea. Depending on the market where you're at. I think we've got another. They're sending 500 more FBI agents to Huntsville, so they all need houses. So there you go.
500 or 1,000? I thought they were sending 1,000.
No, they're sending 1,000 out of DC. 500 are coming to Huntsville.
Oh, okay. And they wanted what, 4,000?
My
That's what I
my
saw.
gamer tag is Frosted Flakes. Yeah. So if y'all don't know, I don't know. Talking, I think maybe on Tom's show. There is Redstone Arsenal has FBI, what they call FBI City over there. There are already a huge number of FBI agents that are based out of Huntsville. Redstone Arsenal has they were going to build it next door. When we bought this house, there were rumors that behind the airport they were going to put an FBI building, but they ended up using buildings that I can't believe the government did something smart that were not being used on the arsenal, and so adding 500 more. I don't know how many. Let's ask Google.
They said they can have 5,000 on that campus. That's what the press release had said.
Here in Huntsville?
Yeah. That's why they were asking for 4,000 more.
All right, so according to Grok 3, there are approximately 1,985 FBI employees working at Redstone Arsenal. Add the 500 it should be 2,500, so half of what they say they can. So there you go. So we already have quite a few here. So they should be lucky they're being sent here. Can you imagine how much nicer it would be? Go from DC to down here. Huntsville is relatively nice, modern. It's not. I mean, Alabama gets a bad rap like some states, but there's nothing. Huntsville, Alabama is not like Alabama. The rest you could drive off. I mean, if you want to go 30 miles away from Huntsville, you can find backwoods, and you can live that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Huntsville is much modern infrastructure. Pretty much anything you want is here. Decent weather. No, Ron, it's not a training facility. It's just where they've been based out of. They've had it's been like a southern hub or something. It's been like that for quite a few years. I mean, we bought this house in 2017, and they were already here. Timothy, where are the wings good? Then we'll go try them, because the wing restaurant we were eating at closed down. Harlan was eating there like 5 times a week, and then he met Marcia, and he quit eating there as much, and they went out of business. I think that's a coincidence. Is that a coincidence, or you think that's what happened?
I don't think it's a coincidence at all.
Can't be a coincidence.
You'd walk in there, and everybody go. It was like Cheers. Everybody say Harlan. The whole place would turn around. It was just like walking into Cheers. Except instead of saying Norm, they said Harlan. I don't think the FBI did it. I think the court system did it. Tamerlan. And we're talking about a whole town for corruption. It was like 6 people. Harlan said it was the truth. So what's the truth? Is it your fault or is it Marcia's fault? Well, and also that Harlan talks to everybody and he's a social butterfly too. That makes everybody know his name. I've eaten there. Yes, Tailgaters closed months ago. I've eaten there a ton of times and they wouldn't know me from Adam's House Cat.
But that's in your general area, right? There's wing places in Huntsville, but you're not really out. You're not in Huntsville, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not in Huntsville. I'm 8 or 9 miles north. Did you see Harlan just fall on his own sword? He said it was his fault.
Sounds like they lost 2 customers.
If he didn't say Marcia because I could have screenshot it and sent it to her.
Smart man.
Eventually, she's going to listen to this probably. Did I take a picture of that? What phone did I have yesterday? I meant to send Marcia a picture yesterday. Asked her if she wanted me to pick up this cup for her. I forgot to send it to her. It's amazing how many bride cups and I said yes and all that stuff are at thrift stores. You can add whatever meaning you want to for that. JT, Harlan, that's just the way Harlan is. He talks to everybody. He likes people. You're never gonna. It don't matter who it is. You're not gonna change that. I can't stand to talk to people. I'm just the way I've always wired, and I don't. I've tried to change that, and you can't. So I don't think there's any change in. So. And it's not that I don't like people. I just don't like. I can't initiate the conversation or whatever. That's the difficulty. I don't know why. Unless I know you, then all bets are off.
We got a 3D print going in the background, or a washing machine.
It's a washing machine again.
Sounds like.
Sounds like my 3D printer.
JT and they're not going through the justice of peace. Elvis is going to marry them in Vegas.
He's trying to recreate that endoscope.
Quinn's got to wash the sheets after my colonoscopy cleans.
Oh, can't laugh. It's going to be me in a few months.
What is Mike talking about going down? Missed it. So, is there anything else exciting happening in the world of reselling? It's kind of boring and kind of nothing. We need some kind of up policy change or something to talk about.
Well, boring is usually a good thing, you know. Not complaining about sales, not complaining about customers, not complaining about policies or glitches or anything like that. That's usually a good thing.
It generally means things are starting to act normal again, and people are getting used to whatever the normal is, and they're in the process of fucking it up right now. They're in the process of changing something. You know, your normal only lasts 4 to 6 weeks in this business before something changes. Some minion at Amazon decides that they figured out how to get a new fee out of you to make themselves look better. I truly think that's what happens at Amazon is there's a bounty on creative feeing, and they probably get a percentage of it.
It's called the bottom line, right?
Like the federal government, there's got to be a limit, right?
So that is a good point. So FinCEN documentation is back on again. That's 100% true. You got 30 days to complete it by mid-March if you have an LLC or an S corp.
21st of March.
Yeah, I think John mentioned it the other day. I just need to go ahead and do it and be done with it. I mean, there's no information in there that's
Yeah, unless you have one of those secret LLCs in Delaware or Colorado.
or if you're running a shell corp that's got 10 or 15 LLCs. I mean, God forbid we do something like make everybody tell what an NGO does and where it gets its funding from and where all that money goes, for God's sake.
Right.
You know, let's not mess with the government gravy train and how we are paying politicians and how your tax dollars are stolen and put in the pockets of every politician.
Tell me how AOC is worth $12 million when she was a bartender.
When she couldn't pay her rent. What, it's 3 or 4 years ago? She was bitching about couldn't pay her rent.
Why is it capped at 5 million? So they only want to know what the little guy's doing. They want to keep the blind eye to the bigger guy.
What's capped at 5 million?
The reporting requirement. So if you are you made over 5 million, you don't have to go through all that.
You didn't think they were doing this to try to catch big guys, did you?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same way as the Democrats hire 87,000 IRS agents and move the reporting down to $600. They're not in the $10,000 requirement at a bank. They're not looking for billionaires. They're not looking for multimillionaires trafficking.
Right.
Yeah, Amy Lee. Supposedly it's a 5-minute deal and it's really easy. I think all you have to do is upload a driver's picture ID and fill out a couple things. It shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
15 at the most. Yeah, very most. And that's if you have a couple different owners.
I'm looking at it right now.
/BOI, and that'll take you to the form.
What is it called?
FinCEN.gov. It's
okay, that's where I'm at.
FINCEN.gov/BOI, and it'll take you there. There's other sites
not a lot that they
charge
want.
you though. Huh?
There's not a lot that they want.
No, it's not. It's not much at all.
If you have an EIN or a social,
be careful what you might end up on one of the lags. If you type like Taiwanese BOI, you might end up on one of the lags boy sites.
Make sure you're on a .gov website when you do it. Otherwise, they're going to ask you for money.
You'd hate to be one of Lag's victims in his video schemes.
Domestic reporting company. It's not hard to.
No, there ain't much to it. I'm going to do it after the show.
Doing it right now.
What time is it?
So you're sole proprietor.
I have to go get my EIN.
Have to do it. So are you LLC, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it even if you're not. You can do it as a sole proprietor, but you're not required to.
That's kind of fruitless because a sole proprietor, you're the owner. I mean, they're looking for who owns these companies.
Right. They're looking for people who are using an EIN for other purposes.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you didn't get anything else out of the show, which is entirely possible, probable, likely, the FinCEN BOI is 100%. Rennie, it's amazing if you do the things you know to do. Source good items. good listings, which includes good pictures, and at competitive prices, rinse and repeat. It's amazing. You can build sales pretty quick. The biggest challenge is to the repeat part is finding enough inventory. Finding enough inventory, and generally that's not most people's problem. It's the finding the mental fortitude to work whenever there's no one there. When there's no one there telling you that you have to give a 5 bullet points of what you did last week.
I would fail. I'd still do. You know, they weren't even looking for that. All they wanted was to know that somebody's responding to that email. That's all they
That's
cared
it.
about.
That's all they cared about.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that aren't reading email and not showing up for work and not doing anything. Just
Do I have to request to receive a FINCENID? John, you've done this, right?
I haven't done it, so I can't answer your question.
Receive a what?
The first thing it's asking you, request to receive FinCEN ID. Is that what you want? I'm assuming there's.
I think that's the same as your DUNS number, or similar to a DUNS number, a DUNS number.
Need help? Never mind. There's instructions here.
Like said, you don't have to do it, Steve. He did it for you.
Thank you, Lag. I'm sure.
Hey, Lag, since Primo's not going live at noon today, you can go live.
I'm gonna click it. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. Reporting company legal name. I'll get it.
Got it.
Form of identification. All I got to do now is find my thing.
Why did we know that was the king of noise?
Mine went off earlier. Yeah, where is Tom today? Probably on a cruise, right?
Marcia said you don't need to get an ID. It's easier if you're registering multiple LLCs on one person's name, but you don't need
Oh,
to.
okay. So I don't need that. Alrighty.
And are you speaking? Are you our lawyer when you're giving us this advice, there, Marcia? Is that paid legal advice, or do you need to put the little claim on there that no representation of this advice?
I'm
is
a lawyer,
equal
not
to
your
any
lawyer.
other lawyer, yeah. She said it's not legal advice, but she takes tips. All right, Marcia, here's your tip. This cuff is at the thrift store. Just buy.
You didn't even buy it for her? Goodness.
That would be. I need to start picking them up, Marcia, and then you can just start planting them around so he can see them every time he comes over.
There you go.
Shirts that say I'm a dummy.
That would be. Put them around the house and then videotape when he goes near them. That would be some great video. I'm telling you.
You know, all this information they're asking for is just, for the most part, publicly available anyway.
It is probably. There's nothing.
If you have an Amazon store, it's most of that. I mean, it's just your address and stuff, phone number. eBay buyers can get your phone number.
What do you mean,
easily.
What do you mean, poor Harlan? He's loving every minute of it. What are you talking about?
Ooh, paper tape machine.
Yeah, it won't let me mute, so sorry.
That's the sound of income right there.
That's the sound of money.
See, there you go, right there. Well, I can tell you who says you don't pick them up because they're still in the thrift store. That bride one has been there for like 3 weeks.
If you're getting your wedding stuff from the thrift store, maybe
Hey,
you ought to think about
with the
in the
divorce
new
rate
career.
over half, you know it's going to end up there anyway.
Yeah.
All right, close your ears.
Still one of the best investments I ever made was that paper tape machine.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still have my old the one I got from ceiling tile guy. I need to buy one of the smaller ones, but
I thought you were
My
going to.
my heating unit went out in mine. I have to figure out what's going on. You know, where it heats the end, where it heats the tape,
yeah,
or heats the floor. But it still works. I mean, without the heat on it.
wiggle the knob a few times. I had mine go out one time where I thought it went out, and I just had to like fiddle with the knob a little while.
Yeah, it's probably just gunked up in there because I mean that's the glue end and everything.
Yep.
I just haven't had a chance to take it down and look at it.
I mean, I didn't even take it apart. I just
Or some contact cleaner or something in there.
yeah, I don't know if you can actually get to it or not, but I just turned the knob 20 times or something.
Mine was an old used one.
Marcia says she's just kidding. I did look at it when I was there Monday. I have to check and see if that one's still there.
Well, you're gonna find out. Find out if they're hiding something from you.
I know, right? All right. Anybody else got anything else before I go to shipping? Well, actually, I'm gonna go eat some breakfast.
We didn't have anything to begin with.
Yeah, hey, it really was a sad excuse for a. I figured we go about 20 minutes and it'd be done. John came in and saved us. So he came in and started looking for stuff to buy on the internet. So he saved us.
Again, if anybody has any experience with that platform Jambo, contact me somehow. I want to know your experience. It could work, but we'll see.
Lots of toys, 75% off at Walgreens. Interesting. Walmart, same thing. Walmart is clearancing a lot of toys right now.
A lot of toys. They had my Walmart was the clearance aisle was chock full of toys. Now I didn't look at the prices, but then you go down to toy aisles and there's a lot of clearance in there too.
Yeah, it's still in the toy aisles. For what I've seen is they generally, if it's in the aisles, it's up to 50%, and then once they put all the toys on a separate aisle, they'll go farther down, like 75.
Ours just never go down very far.
Don't share photos of the breakfast. How can you just say that? I'm gonna tag you in it when I do it. Yeah, that's what I agree with Harlan. I would do whatnot.
Yeah.
Look at it. I mean, there are tons of clothing sellers on there.
I'm just thinking of if you can get into a platform early, and if it takes off, even if it doesn't take off that well, like the early Poshmark sellers, for example.
Well, technically, Whatnot is still early. What, 3 to 4 or 5 years?
Yeah. Whatnot's still early too.
Didbit Threads is not going to have the audience of Whatnot. Don't kid yourself. I think the world of Kevin and his ability to do things, but you're severely limited. Not every, as big as Kevin is, not every reseller knows who the hell he is, and the chances of them going to Didbit are. You'll sell stuff over there. Don't get me wrong, and it is an opportunity, but I would think Whatnot. Remember, Kevin makes a lot more money on Didbit than he would on Whatnot, so.
Well, it's his own thing, and he's got his entire following there.
Correct, and he's got control.
But I don't know that I could make any money on Didbit, because I wouldn't have the same kind of following. Same with Whatnot. I mean, we've done okay. I've done okay on Whatnot. Not great. depends on what you're selling. It always depends on what you're selling.
Whatnot's a platform you got to build. You got to build an audience. You've got to show some
Just like
consistency.
anything else.
And specifically for the niche you want to be in.
Yeah, I know, and it's a hard niche. And that's why I was thinking about that other platform, because that's what the niche is there. That's what people are going there for. So, I don't know. If you got in early enough, it could be one of the originals. Is what I'm trying to think of.
It really depends if you want to really do that long term, maybe.
You don't have to do it long term. You can try a couple of shows.
For sure, but I'm saying, like, would it be worthwhile trying to invest that much time and effort into something for a few months just to not do it, not to keep doing it? Versus
that's always there's always a risk.
Yeah, versus putting that effort into a whatnot.
Right. Maybe you should do both. Maybe you should try them both. We're just trying to figure out ways we don't want to deliver groceries anymore.
Yep.
So Anissa, what did she get kicked off Whatnot for?
Got kicked off?
Anissa said there was a girl she liked on Whatnot at 3 a.m. Which they got kicked off.
There are people doing even. I think Philly Picker does an early show, like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or something like that. Sometimes.
Remember, with time zones and everything else, there are always people on there because I think what's the name of the ladies out in California, and they're never on before like 2 a.m. my time, selling jewelry and all craziness.
Whatnot is definitely 24/7.
I would think the crazier times would be more opportunity. You don't have as much competition.
More opportunity to buy for sure, I would think. Sell, I don't know. And it all depends on what you're selling. Late night sellers might do well with, say, video games or something, because those guys are up. I don't know if you could sell women's clothing into 3 in the morning.
She would cuss you out. Yeah, Craig, you couldn't do Whatnot because you just have to have a personality, and you got shortchanged, buddy.
That's not true, because I've done Whatnot.
Well, and you're looking to go to Jamble, so there you go.
I'm just looking to try other things, is what I'm looking to do. I think, if you could get a successful platform that only sold one thing, you'd probably do well. But who knows? I'm sure there are, others out there like.
Or if you want to, the ones that are really having a lot of success, the storage locker people who just bring items that they have little in, that they don't care about it. They just want it gone.
There's a guy in Gastonia, North Carolina. I haven't been to the store yet. And I know he's buying storage units. That's probably where he's getting all his stuff. But he charges you $20 to enter the store. And you can, as much as you can carry out. You get for $20.
Yeah, Tom talked about this.
I'd like to go. They got people. If there's a table in there, they're filling up the table and carrying the whole table out with all the stuff on it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you got, $20. That's a great, in my mind, business model for him, because he's probably not paying that much for the stuff. And Gastonia is not that far from where we go, so I might try it out when we go down in May.
I know, right? Don't worry, Kent. I fixed it. I fixed it for us, Kent. It's amazing how much noise is being created by a nice vein up there. Lord have mercy. All right, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. Since there's nothing else in the world going on, I'm going to go eat some breakfast and start listening. I have to test a Blu-ray player.
I have to test a Volkswagen.
I'm gonna test these guns.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.